Welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video,
let me show y'all something, world. I just literally proposed. I ain't gonna record you because that's up. Like I just proposed to my girl.
10 years,
So yeah, we've been together.
10 years.
Yeah, we've been together for 10 years, and I just proposed to her, and she just sitting here and just looking at the ring. You just sitting here looking at it.
In the car, you ain't put no thought into it. You ain't taking me out to dinner or nothing. No type of little setup, bro.
Why do it? But
flowers, nothing. Just this ring.
But Crystal,
and then after 10 years.
Crystal,
no.
You said you wanted to be married.
I don't want it.
I went out and bought this
like
ring.
5 years ago. I don't want that shit. Now I take you another 5 years to propose to me. No, I don't want
What you mean? So 10 years? Look, 10 years to me. That tells me if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
It don't take you 10 years.
People true colors. People true colors don't be coming. Like I gotta see your true colors. Yeah. Everybody not the same. Like I don't get it. What you talking about? Like so you really don't want to you don't want to marry me.
I don't want that ring. And you know what? I'm gonna pack my shit because I'm just.
So you finna break up with me because I got you a ring 10 years later?
What type of thought is this? We in the car.
What you mean we in the car? Like it don't matter where you get proposed to, as long as you get proposed to.
I don't want that. Stop recording me.
I'm not gonna stop recording because you're unappreciative, and I want to show the world how unappreciative my girl is. Like I don't understand right now. Like you got a whole, like you know how much I spent on this ring, and you complain about where I proposed to you at? That's what you complain about?
In the car. It's no type of thought into it, and then it's been 10 years. I don't want that shit now. It took you 10 years.
Okay, everybody not the same. Maybe it take me 10 years to realize if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I don't want it.
That's crazy. Like I don't get you. Like you talking about you finna leave? Where you finna go? Where you finna go?
Don't worry about it.
I'm finna worry about it. What you mean? You don't want this ring?
Here's my key.
You don't want this ring?
No, I don't want it.
Bro, any woman would accept this ring. I'm not gonna stop recording. Stop.
Yeah, let me record because okay, it's nice. The ring is nice. I love it. Okay, but you ain't put no thought into we in the car.
Crystal,
we're in the car.
It don't matter.
Thought into it, and then it's been 10 years.
Ungrateful. Like I don't understand how the ungratefulness.
I'm not ungrateful.
You are ungrateful.
I'm not ungrateful.
You are.
Anybody else would have complained too.
You are. Who gonna complain?
Anybody.
I just literally proposed to you in the car, a nice ring, and you complaining.
Yeah, in the car.
So what if it's in the car?
In the car.
So if it's in the car, it's in the house, a restaurant. Like you getting proposed to. Like I don't get it.
I don't want it.
So what you gonna do? So you finna leave?
Yes.
Okay, leave. Give me my phone. Go. Bye. Get out the car. Go.
after 10 years, it took you 10 years to propose, and after 10 years, you're proposing inside a car, like a car. And you're so arrogant about it, like a car. After 10 years, why did it take you so long to propose to somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with? For me, I think the girl gave him a lot of time. Like, what was she doing in that relationship for 10 years again? And she really wanted to get married, according to what the guy said. And all of a sudden, he's proposing 10 years later. Well, let's go look at a few stitches, then we'll come back and talk more.
So I know y'all seen that video where the dude proposed to his girlfriend after 10 years of them dating. 10 years? And then you're going to propose in the car while I'm driving. Then one of the first things you say is, you said you wanted to get married. That's a red flag automatically. I would rather take the time to count all of these leaves on this bush, these trees, than to actually believe a man when he says that, oh, it took me 10 years to figure out whether I wanted to be with you or not, and to actually accept that shit. See, me personally, you got about 3 years. You got 3 years max to pop that question of us dating. Because after that, I'm going to assume that you looking for somebody else. But back to what I'm saying, she was telling him, I don't want that shit no more. You can keep it. I wanted it 5 years ago and you ain't never popped the question. Now you want to pop it after 10 years? And I'm on her side because, like, what's going on? He really got me stuttering on this one because I'm like, the audacity of men, bro. Like, they really be trying us.
So I don't know if you all were able to watch that video in its entirety, but I do think that she did stay with him for 10 years, knowing he is the way he is. Because at some point, you all to be together for 10 years, and he thought that here, you're driving a car, it's at night, I'm going to ask you to marry me, I'm going to give you the ring. We don't see how he asked or what he said. All we see is that he decided to record her when he did not get the reaction that he thought he was going to get after being girlfriend and boyfriend for 10 years, and he proposed to me in a car while I'm driving. Is what, I mean, he expected her to pull over and hop in his lap and kiss him like I'm driving. You know, there was no, look at the body that was romantic. You didn't think to clean up our apartment. If you couldn't afford a big dinner, a big display, clean up your house, clean up the apartment. Make a nice dinner. Have someone come in and cook a nice dinner. Flowers, candles, little romance. And it's like, if she's been with him for 10 years, at some point he stopped being romantic and she stopped asking or demanding a little bit of romantic gestures from him. And then he just never done it. And then she just never said anything. So now here's a 10-year mark and you give me a ring. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. And he doesn't understand why she doesn't want it. She clearly says to him there was nothing romantic about the proposal. He's saying it doesn't matter where it is. Wait, it's my coworker, sorry. It doesn't matter to him where you propose, but it kind of does. If you have a girl's girl, you should know she likes certain things. Nice flowers. I love you, babe. A card, something. But I'm in the car and I'm driving. And then her reaction to him clearly says that she could have been out the door. Because I read the comments, they were saying maybe she was on her way out the door and he gave her a ring. But she did stay for 10 years. Because if you're out the door, you shouldn't have to stay for 10 years and know that you're going to be out the door soon. So it's just, it seems like it's just poor communication in the relationship as a whole. And this is where it ended up. But yeah.
Like, these guys do not just understand science. Like, even if you wanted to do this thing, you don't have money to take her to a fancy restaurant. What happened to her home? What happened to your own home? Calling someone to cook a nice dinner and all of that. Buying flowers and cards. Like, these guys are just so funny. Like,
You guys watch that video. These guys are really out here thinking they're the prize. He proposes to her after 10 years with an ugly ring, and he expects an automatic yes. Did you see how outraged he was that she would even refuse his proposal? You know why? Because he thought he was doing her a favor and she should be grateful. He thought to himself, oh, she has low enough self-esteem to stay with me for 10 years without any real promise of commitment. So yeah, of course she's going to accept my proposal. I don't even blame the men in these instances. You need to set your own standards. If you stay with a man for 10 years and you're expecting a commitment and he does not provide one, that's going to be on you. You have set the bar this low, and this is what he expects of you. Look at how he's talking to her and how he speaks to her, how he curses at her, because she decided that she did not want to agree to his marriage proposal. And then when she denied it, he was so embarrassed. He was so enraged that he decides to start recording her because he has to think of a way to shame her. This is casebook narcissism. This is a freaking narcissist, okay? Girl, count yourself lucky. Don't ever waste 10 years of your good looks, of your youth, on some bum who's gonna propose to you in a car with some pebble stones and expect you to go run to all of your friends and say how happy you are. Like, get the hell out of here.
she really did set the bar very low, because if not, why would the guy talk to her in that manner? And why will he even think of proposing to her in the car? Even when she said, he was like, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I love you. It took me time because I wanted to know, I wanted to be with you and all of that. That's just BS. Forget that kind of guy. You don't need.
So I know there's a lot of men who watched this video and literally said out loud, this woman is genuinely ungrateful. This man has taken the time to buy her an engagement ring and she doesn't want to accept it because it's not on her terms, it's not her way, and she's ungrateful because any other woman would have accepted that ring if they really wanted to get married. I understand the thought process, I understand the perspective, but let me elaborate a little bit. So towards the end of the video, this man states, you're the one who wanted to get married. So essentially, he bought a big Super Bowl ring. And if y'all know what I mean by Super Bowl ring, if you know, you know. He bought a big Super Bowl ring, which probably isn't even her type of ring, and proposed to her in the vehicle while she's driving, after being together for 10 years. So I'm just speaking from my personal opinion here, and I'm just assuming a lot of these things, and y'all let me know if it's true or not. But I feel like a lot of women tend to expect to be proposed to within 2 to 5 years of the relationship, 5 being the absolute most, sometimes 6, but typically 2 to 5. Not only that, but women want to know and feel like you actually want to be engaged, like you actually want this, like you actually took the time to put thought and effort and energy into saying, you know what, I am happy with this woman and I want to make her as happy as I feel being with her. Therefore, you take the time and the effort to plan something out, especially after 10 years. And it doesn't have to be something that's necessarily extravagant or over the edge, especially if you know your woman. Because if you know your woman, she might like a candlelit dinner that you made at home and you took the time to get dressed up and buy her a nice dress and she got dressed up and you proposed to her at home over a candlelit dinner. Or you two get really dressed up and go to a fancy restaurant and you propose to her. Or you take her in the middle of Times Square, or you make sure her family's there and you surprise her with an engagement party. Who knows? But you are taking the time, the effort, and the energy to make sure not only she looks good on a day y'all propose, but also she's happy and satisfied with the way you proposed. And because you love her and because you care for her, you are taking the time, the effort, and the energy to make sure that this moment is right for not only her, not only for you, but for the both of you. When I say Super Bowl wedding ring, this is what I mean. This is the type of ring that you walk into any jewelry store and say, hey, I plan on proposing to my girlfriend. Which ring should I get? And they're always going to direct you to these rings. Now, I'm not saying that the rings are necessarily ugly. What I'm essentially saying is that every woman has a different type of ring that they would prefer. This is something that your woman's going to wear for the rest of her life. This is a symbol to show everybody else like, hey, I'm engaged and I'm also married. Because you love her and because you care about her, you would ask her, hey, what type of stone would you want? What kind of metals do you want? Do you want any engravings? It doesn't hurt to ask because you want to make sure that you get the ideal ring for her. I'm not saying go ask her and then next day go buy her the same ring and propose. I'm not saying do that, but like at least if you plan on proposing 3 months or 6 months from now, like do some research on your woman. Ask the questions. And after 10 years of being with your woman, you should know what your woman likes or have an idea of what she might want and have an idea of how you're going to propose. And you should be able to plan it all out. But when you record her, knowing that this isn't the type of engagement that's going to be satisfactory for her, and when you record her in a moment and you're cursing at her and you're yelling at her while she's driving and you're trying to propose to her at the same time, why would anybody want to say yes? It's not that she's ungrateful. It's not that she doesn't want to be engaged. It's the fact that the way he proposed after 10 years, it didn't say, well, you're ungrateful. Any other woman would have wanted this. That's not okay. And to follow that up by telling her, well, you're the one who wanted to be married. You should want to be married too. You should want to be engaged as well. You should want to spend the rest of your life with this woman the way she would want to spend the rest of her life with you. And for the men who just say, well, she's ungrateful, well, you have to understand why she's reacting the way she is. If you are ever unsure what your partner's timeline is as far as their expectation on when they want to be proposed to, when they want to be engaged, when they want to be married, when they want to have kids, what kind of ring do they want, what kind of house do they want, where do they want to live, ask, communicate, talk about it, ask, communicate, talk about it. Not wait for moments like this to happen to want to start venting and communicating your wants and your needs.
It's obvious he doesn't even know her because for it to take him 10 years, he was busy taking care of his own self, doing his thing out there and never cared learning who he was dating for 10 years, 10 good years. And all of a sudden, you're getting a ring that doesn't even, like, she might not like that ring. You see the way she spoke about that ring? That's to say it wasn't her spec. Well, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Okay, share your thoughts with me in the comment. If you are the one, will you marry this kind of guy? Please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. See you guys on my next video.